Okay. All right, sister. I'll just speak directly to you on this video.
Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist, and I am doing this stitch in response to a comment made on my previous post. The gentleman in that stitch did a video response to a comment that I made. So, sir, I am going to do a video response very quickly to you, and I'm going to try to hit all the points you hit. If I miss them, my bad. But here's what you start out by pointing out that I said, you stay calm, and you said, I'm already calm. I need us to stop equating being passionate with not being calm. I'm calm as well, but I am passionate about this subject. Passion is an emotion, but it doesn't mean that I'm emotional. It is a very sensitive and emotional subject matter, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm emotional about it. All right. Now, that being said, you went on to say that I said I would gladly go to jail behind mine and would. I'm not going to change my mind on that. Here's what. Yes, children need their mother and father there. They don't need us in jail, especially black parents. There's enough black folks in jail already. I wholeheartedly agree with you. However, there are valid reasons that people end up behind bars. That's all I'm going to say. And a lot of people would if it meant protecting their children. I have a black man that protects me. My children are growing up in that two-parent home that you said research shows is best. I am married to their father. They are growing up in a two-parent stable home with two parents who are professionals. My husband is in the military. I am a licensed professional counselor. So they are growing up with exactly what you said research shows is best, right? But then you went on to kind of break down why me saying corporal punishment or physical discipline has actually been shown in research to be ineffective, and you point to statistics being skewed. I know statistics are skewed. I had to take 3 statistics courses. I don't like throwing in my education all the time, but sometimes it's necessary. I understand that, hence why I didn't specifically say statistics show. I said research shows. Now, much research is statistics a lot of times, but nonetheless, I am talking about when we look at child development. There are teachers on that very post who have said there is no way any good teacher would ever even agree to this when we learned about child development and had to extensively. So, you see how that works? Yeah, I'm glad you highlighted that I did know that it is ineffective in the majority of cases because you said, I turned out fine. A lot of people say that. I say that. I grew up getting spankings and I turned out pretty fine. That is irrelevant to the majority of cases. There are specific reasons why corporal punishment is ineffective. Okay? Here's what it does it puts children in a place of compliance. I am complying because I fear you versus I understand. Now, you did also say, when you were using corporal punishment correctly, that child, you could say to that child, couldn't you have made a more intelligent decision? Can't you just use your words and communication to relay that same message? Because when you tell a child, couldn't you have chosen a more intelligent decision after you have spanked them? You couldn't have chosen a more intelligent decision outside of putting your hands on them? There was no other intelligent choice to be made. See, that's where I get confused. We often teach children, use your words. And then as parents, we make justifications and excuses for not using our words. That's kind of hypocritical. I would think that's just me. We know that children will get in trouble in school if they just go haul off and hit somebody because they did something wrong or they're not listening to them. But that's what we say is okay from parent to child. You are your child's first teacher. So they grow up with this assumption that this is how I correct, and that's not how you correct. Then you go on to say that there's a difference between proper corporal punishment and abuse, but the line is so thin. And that's one of the reasons why research shows it's not a good idea because of how easily you can slip over into abuse. Even in mild forms, you create a risk of escalation and the potential of physical abuse, even in mild forms. My mom, I always say this when I talk about this subject. My mom was very big on never spanking me when she was angry. She literally would calm down first. And you know what happened sometimes when she would calm down first? She wouldn't even spank me. She would talk to me. I got spankings, but a lot of times I didn't because she would calm down first. So it's funny you start this out by saying you are calm, but then you are a proponent of corporal punishment. Usually, I won't say all the time, but usually when a parent resorts to corporal punishment, it's because they have gotten pushed to a certain point. They cannot emotionally regulate. They are angry, and they do that. They don't all do what my mama did, which is calm down first. Because when you calm down first, you start to be able to rationally think. So that's my pushback. Again, I'm not telling any parent how to parent. I'm not saying that corporal punishment is 100% bad, even though I opt to really steer clear of it. Not saying I've never done it. I have 4 children. My oldest is 17. I wasn't always in this headspace that I'm in now. But when you know better, you do better. There is literally no reason to put your hands on a child. Does your boss put their hands on you at work? Because that's correction, right? This is what we're teaching. We're teaching that when you don't listen to authority, they have the right to then put their hands on you. So, a lot of people, even in adults' lives, are authority figures. Your boss is an authority figure to you. The police are authority figures. So, we are then justifying certain cases in which police put their hands on people who aren't listening. See, that's where it goes into the slippery slopes. That's where I can't abide. So, I wanted to make sure I came back and let you know that and let you know quite clearly my children are growing up in that very two-parent stable household with both parents, and both of their parents would gladly go to jail behind them. Yes, we would. My grandmother used to say, I'll go to jail or hell behind them. I mean, it is what it is, especially for a mother. Them babies came from me. Like I don't think you understand that. I don't think fathers understand that because that's not their role. That child didn't come out of you. But like I said, even my husband, their daddy, would say the same. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Again, if teachers begin to put their hands on students, it's going to be disproportionate to certain students, and we know that. If teachers begin to put their hands on students, it's going to be for reasons that don't make sense because certain things are just developmentally appropriate for children, and we call it bad behavior when it's just them developing and growing and making mistakes. Mistakes and learning don't warrant getting hands laid on you, but we got to be more intelligent than that, right? So let's use our words like we tell kids to do. Let's try different methods. Let's see what might work. I don't like disrespectful children. I don't like children who act up. So, yeah, but it always don't take a spanking to stop that. So, I hope you understand me a little bit better now. I believe that dialogue like this is necessary even if we don't agree on some things. And I understand where you're coming from. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, we got to do better when we know better. And not even speaking on statistics, as I said, corporal punishment is ineffective in the majority of cases. I don't feel that it's worth the risk to test it out to see if you make it into the minority where it works. All right. You have a wonderful rest of your day, sir. And to everybody else, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of y'all day. And I will holler at y'all later.